Is it a real Shelby? Well, what exactly makes a Shelby real? Is it the weight of the wheel in your hands? The way the chassis vibrates as the engine rumbles the rest of you? Or is it the blueprint? That wild idea Carroll had to take what Ford already built and say, here, this is what I would have done. In the mid 60s, that idea became a legend. Shelby took a lightweight British AC chassis and stuffed in Ford's monstrous 427 V8, a whopping 7-liter brute that turned the Cobra into a fire-breathing race car for the street. It was loud, fast, unforgiving, and instantly iconic. By that definition, this 427 Cobra kit car is as real as it gets. Stripped down, built up, and roaring with purpose, it captures everything that made the original a street-legal sledgehammer. Big fenders, side bumps, a V8 that spits thunder, and zero apologies. No traction control, no modern polish, just you, the road, and a whole lot of noise. And when originals became priceless museum pieces, companies like Factory 5 stepped in, not to copy, but to keep the chaos alive. Their kits gave a new generation the chance to build their own Cobra, one bolt and body panel at a time. Oh, and drive them. It doesn't need a CSX plaque to earn respect, because this isn't about the badge, it's about the experience. And this one, it's very, very real.
I first crossed paths with this car when I was 14 years old. I went to a car show and they had a Cobra there, which I had never seen before. I fell in love with it almost immediately. But when they started it up, that rumble, it just got to me. I felt it in my chest, and right then and there, I knew I just had to have one. When I put my foot down in it, it is something else. It is so exciting, exhilarating. The sound is awesome, and it's just like nothing else you've ever heard before. One thing one would never expect about this Cobra is how dangerous it really is. If you don't respect the car, it's not going to respect you. With all this power that the car has, it only weighs 2,400 pounds, and it's got 450 horsepower. That's more than enough to get you into trouble. So when you step on it, it goes. I had a previous car that I had before I built it. It was a 1965 Ford Mustang, and that had a 347 stroker engine, which I built myself. I ended up selling that to get this car here. The biggest difference, I think, between the two cars is the power. This one just has a lot more power. The one thing that makes me go, oh, shift about this car is just how it sounds. It sounds incredible. And it makes me feel so good when I step on it. It just goes, and I love it. It just makes me go, oh, shift. What gets me hopping back in this car is just how comfortable it is and how it makes me feel. I love the way it exhilarates me. When I go down the road, I get a lot of attention, which is kind of nice. Everybody loves the car. It's a car show wherever I go. Boy, if this car could talk, it would really tell you a lot about me, how much time I've spent on it, because I built this car from the frame up. And I spent many, many hours, hundreds of hours building this car. So I think this car would tell you that I love it. I put a lot of heart and soul into it. One of the biggest challenges putting this car together was the electrical. Electrical is very hard for me. It's very confusing, but I figured it out little by little, a little bit at a time. I was able to figure it all out. It took me about 4.5 years to build this car. I've built other cars before, but never one quite as extensive as this one. This took me a lot longer because I had to build it from the ground up, from the chassis to the steering components to the fuel systems, the brake systems, everything. So it took a lot longer. One piece of advice I could give somebody who's looking to build one of these cars is to take your time, do some research, find the best one that fits your lifestyle and one that has the community behind it. I chose Factory 5 because of the community behind the building. There's so many people willing to help. My take on whether this car is an original or a reproduction, it doesn't really matter to me. I would have loved to have owned an original, but they're millions of dollars. You'd be so afraid to take it out, it would get dinged, get a chip on your windshield or something like that, which would be irreplaceable. I think the reproduction Cobras are much more easier to drive on the road, and you don't have to worry about wrecking out or something like that because it can be fixed.
And what's the fix for the feeling the Cobra leaves you with? Simple. There isn't one. That's the whole point.